going on? Thanks for coming back. Been a couple days since we've been out here last time. Been on some 16-hour days. We had a windstorm come through Michigan, so I've been working. Sunday, finally got a day off, so figured we'll get out here. We're gonna end up stripping this thing out. Before we do that though, I wanna get it fired up, go through all the gears on it, make sure the trains is still good, make sure the motor's still running right, because when we were in the pit at Havoc, my battery decided to leave the chat, ended up in the engine bay, and it hasn't ran since then. So just for peace of mind, I'm gonna get that fired up, make sure everything's still good. Get my bumper off, get my tires and rims off of this, fuel cell out, my rear end out of it, all suspension components that are mine, all my bolt-in parts. The car's Little Ricky's, so that's gonna end up going back to him. The cage will stay in it, and this one we won't be scrapping. But hang out, we're gonna get that done, and we'll talk a little more later. In the episode, we got some news pertaining to the Bad Company team. So hang tight for that, big thing for us. We're excited about it, so we'll be sharing that with you. That'll shake the mud off of her. As you can tell by the haze in the air though, she's running a little bit rich. One of the cool things that I've got on here, got it from Fushi, you don't have to take the metering blocks or the bowl off to change the jetting on it. It is a multi-point adjustment. All you do is turn it, it clicks, your adjustments are changed. Just gonna lean her out one click and see how she likes that. Other than that, we're not gonna mess with it too much. We're just trying to strip this car out. That's one. Back in the day, we used to run just regular drive shafts, but we'd set up our pinion angles a little bit up high, so that way when the rear end starts to fold up, it drops it right down into position where it would normally be. We'd take regular drive shafts and we would just set our motors a little bit forward, and we would have that drive shaft hanging back about 2 inches. So that way as the rear end came up, the front end came up, it could either pull or push that drive shaft without binding it up. Nowadays, we've got sliders. Pretty much a PTO shaft. You got squares, tri-ovals, and splines. These U-joints ain't breaking for the most part. And they're bolted on each end. So as this car bends and shifts and moves around, this drive shaft can collapse and pull apart. Even after regular drive shafts, guys were messing around with taking like front drive shafts out of Blazers and Suburbans and things like that, and making an older first gen, basically, I guess you could say, slider shaft. That's really where this came from. But we're gonna get taking this out. So we got the drive shaft out. We'll get the shifter cable out now. We might as well undo the torque converter bolts. That way once we pull the motor, we ain't rolling around on the ground to try to separate the trans. Making good headway.
She's out. Big ol' hole.
We just got the steering shaft out. Let's talk about one thing though. Steering shafts. Argumentatively, the best invention I feel to come to the derby community in the last couple years. Sky-high steering shaft. It runs on the same principle as a slider, like we were talking about earlier. Moves in and out. Can bend around, it's just a big spring. So as that front end comes up, the steering shaft can bend. It can slide back in. For some reason it's going down. Don't want that to happen, but if it does, steering shaft can move out and you still have steering. Since I started running this, I have never lost my steering. Well, once, but that guy took my tire completely off, so that don't count. Back in the day, regular stock steering shafts, even when we would try to take rods, add Heim joints to them, take a shit ton of duct tape, and we would tape up the rag joint, it would still break. We would custom make plates to go from the steering gearbox to the shaft. We'd bolt them together, still, it would come up high enough, you'd end up losing it. So, I feel one of the better inventions in the last couple years. Some guys disagree with me. Some guys think that it makes shitty drivers better. Maybe it does. I don't know. All I know is I like it and I run one. Fuel pumps. Guys that are still running mechanical fuel pumps and want to go to an inline electric pump, this exact same setup actually, you don't have to pay the bullshit $520 from NLR. You do have to buy the box from them, or you can make it. Whatever. I think it's like $75 if you just buy it from them. The Holly Sniper inline pump that's regulated at 7 PSI is $100. This inline fuel filter, I can't remember what micron it is. Got it off Amazon for like 25 bucks. Fuel pressure gauge, got it off Amazon for $10. I think altogether, at most, I'm into this thing for 250 bucks, give or take a little bit, because I wasn't paying their outrageous price. And then the same thing, if you want to go double redundant fuel pumps, you just buy the bigger box, buy another fuel pump, some brass fittings, inline fittings, just run everything into one fuel filter, and you're good to go. I'm not sponsored by anybody, so everything in my car, any questions you have, go ahead and ask. I will hide nothing. I will give you the whole build sheet on my motor, but I've had a lot of guys that are way better derbiers than me that have been around a lot longer, that when I asked them, they weren't all shady. They didn't do the, oh, I can't tell you that. No, I'm not playing that game. I'll tell you anything. And that's the nice thing about not being sponsored by big name companies. I'm not loyal to anybody. You make a shit product, I'm gonna tell you. So let's talk rear ends now. It's the last thing to get out of the car. This is a 14 volt Postal Mopar. This is new to me. I've been running it about a year. Besides that, I used to run 10 bolts. Really, I'd run anything I could get my hands on. A C-clip, I didn't care. This was ordered last year, pinion brake. That makes things great. Now we can take the brakes off the front. The tire gets folded over, it's locked up, whereas with the pinion brake, you take all those brakes off, the brake's back here. You ain't getting to that. It's got 41 spline Mosers in it. You're not breaking those. The links on it, those are custom made, strong as hell. They're not bending, they're not breaking. If somebody gets to this rear end and breaks it, I need to shake that man's hand. Because he's putting in the work, I'm gonna tell you that. You don't need something like this to get started. You don't. I bought it because I've always wanted one. Paired up with a set of bead locks, you're golden. Only thing you gotta worry about in the rear end then is the dog legs dropping. Tell me there's a fire out here. Now if we did this right, when we lift the car up, the rear end will still be sitting there. Car's out of here, all gone, all gutted, but we're gonna clean the shop up. Don't worry, I'm not gonna make y'all sit through another episode of that. And we got something else going on. We got a buddy over here, Mr. Jake Kanacki himself. Hello. And he has something in my truck for our next episode. Maybe like a multi-part 327 build. So we're gonna get started on that after we clean up. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you learned a little something. If you got any questions, comment. Other than that, I guess I'm supposed to say like, comment, subscribe. Do what you want. Later. So I was just sitting here getting this last video together and I realized the big news I totally forgot to tell you all about. I talked about it at the beginning of the video, but I didn't let you know what it was. So Memorial Day weekend, May 22nd through the 24th, Bad Company team will be running in Norwalk, Ohio at the Maple City Madness show. We're going to be taking it like 10 years back for us. We're not running our mod cars. It'll be a stock rear-wheel drive class. We're really looking forward to it. We're going to see how it goes. Here we're going to be introducing you to my teammates. We'll talk to them. But until then, I'll talk to y'all later.